Bruh, so much happened in the release the Snyder Cut
Dude,
news.
so many people were behind it. Ray Fisher, Ben Affleck, Joe Manganiello.
Gal Gadot, she was the first one to like. Oh no, she wasn't the first, but like she started like.
Henry Cavill.
Well, Henry Cavill didn't say the words, but he pretty much said, "I'm still Superman and Justice League sucked." That's what he pretty much said.
The only person that's silent is the Flash.
Well, because Ezra Miller doesn't have any social media at all.
Really?
But I think in interviews he said that he likes Snyder's vision and stuff like that.
Maybe he's just still trying to get his own Flashpoint movie.
Yeah, he's trying to do Flashpoints so bad. But yeah, dude, like when I
was he working with Jeff Johns?
No, he was not Jeff Johns. He was working with not Alan Moore. Grant Morrison. He was working with Grant Morrison on the script.
You should work with Jeff Johns. He's the one
Dude, Jeff Johns is kind of the one who messed up DCU in the first place.
Yeah, that's he's the one who did Flashpoint comic.
They'll adapt his storyline, but they won't bring him back to be the producer. Like, apparently, this is a story from a while ago, but apparently Jeff Johns was banned from Christopher Nolan's set of Dark Knight. Like, he banned him and another producer from being on the set. So we know like Jeff Johns isn't like the best personality to have around. He's
a good writer though.
He's a good comic writer, but he messed up. He doesn't know how to handle the live action stuff at all. He was the one behind the Green Lantern movie. Let's answer Cam's question. He wants to know what the Snyder Cut is. All right, let me explain. You want me to go all the way back?
Wait, you don't know what the fucking Snyder Cut is?
All right, it's okay. We can explain.
I'm not into the DC universe. I'm basically bird boxing my way through this.
All right,
dude, the Snyder Cut is it's a dream, and it looks like it's gonna come true, but we don't know yet.
All right, so back in 2017, before Justice League was supposed to be released, Zack Snyder had to leave the production. So the movie was pretty much done. Everything was done. He showed the movie to Warner Brothers. They told him to do some reshoots. But before the reshoots were happening, like a tragedy happened in his family, and he had to step away from the production of the movie. So they brought in Joss Whedon, Avengers director, to come in and do the reshoots. This was back in like May 2017. So like they were less than 6 months away from releasing Justice League in theaters. And then we got the cut we got. So they edited out an hour and a half of footage, they gave the movie a limit of 2 hours, and they completely took away all of Snyder's scene from the movie and pretty much made it a Whedon cut of the movie.
So, it was a mistake to do like a 2 hour limit. They did that because they hated that BVS was so long.
BVS being 3 hours was so awesome. The ultimate cut
was so good.
Yeah, and Snyder Cut was gonna be 3 hours, but the thing is, he wasn't able to edit the whole thing. So he has a 3.5 hour cut of the movie, and it's ready. The VFX and CGI is done. Because the thing
is, are you sure it's done though? Because Zack Snyder posted some pictures, and the CGI does not look done yet.
Well, the thing is, it is done because Jason Momoa talked about it in an interview.
That was like a long time ago.
No, that was literally last month. Jason Momoa was like, the interviewer asked him, so the Snyder Cut's not complete, right? Like, there's no VFX, and Jason Momoa just looked at the interview. He was like, you don't think Snyder was able to complete the movie? Because the thing is, Jason Momoa and Warner Brothers executives saw the movie. They saw it because Zack's not going to show the movie to the executives without completing the VFX. So we know they've seen the movie. Pretty much everybody except the fans have seen the movie. So the thing is, a lot of people on Twitter since that interview, since Ray Fisher, the guy who played Cyborg in the movie, came out and said the Snyder cut out pretty much his whole origin story, and Snyder himself posting images on his Vero account showing that deleted scenes. So people on Twitter started the hashtag release the Snyder Cut movement. So that's why it was trending #1 worldwide, because Gal Gadot, Ben Affleck, Jason Momoa, like pretty much every crew member and cast member except Henry Cavill was tweeting about the release the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
So basically,
even of all people, Batista.
Yeah, and guess what? He even implied that he's seen the Snyder Cut. The thing is, if you're friends with Snyder, he probably invites you to his house to watch the Snyder Cut. I'm jealous of all those people.
Didn't Ryan Reynolds also tweet it out?
Oh yeah, Ryan Reynolds did too.
Even
yeah.
Ryan Reynolds was liking fan stuff of fans supporting release the Snyder Cut.
Yeah. And like almost everybody who worked on the movie is mad at the original, at the theatrical cut of it. Like the editors, the cinematographers were like, "This is bullshit. We did not work this hard on this piece of shit," you know?
Right, exactly. And also, the thing is, the cynical reason why the movie was not ready and they still released it was because they wanted to make the December deadline of releasing the movie so that they can collect their bonuses at the end of the year. The Warner Brother executives back then. Since then, those people are fired. And another thing is, Warner Brothers was being brought by AT&T. So Time Warner was being sold to AT&T. And that's when all this stuff happened. And they pretty much fired everybody who was involved with what they did to the Snyder Cut. So now they're asking Warner Brother to release the Snyder Cut somehow. Either release it on HBO Max or, have a 4K, a Blu-ray release, do something. And some people are even asking for a theatrical run for the movie because people are really amped up and they really want to see this movie, including me and Ziggler, obviously.
I mean, I can honestly see it being like HBO Max, but I can't see it being theatrical unless they do like limited releases, like they did with The Irishman and El Camino.
Yeah, it kind of feels like sometimes it just feels like it's like a campaign, like Gal Gadot. All of a sudden, she never said anything about Snyder Cut. Last Sunday, 2-year anniversary of what I like to call Justice League, because Joss Whedon messed up the movie. She tweeted out, "Release the Snyder Cut." Ben Affleck rarely uses Twitter. He tweeted out hashtag "Release the Snyder Cut." So it feels
like. And Ben
like
Affleck wants nothing to do with the DC anymore too.
Exactly, and he probably wants people to see how Batman was actually in Justice League, not the smiley version we got in the Justice League.
And cracking jokes.
Right, exactly. So basically, that's why people are asking for the Snyder Cut. And the thing is, it's reached like so many different news outlets, New York Times, Hollywood Reporter. Everybody's talking about this right now. And people are saying there's rumors that Warner Brothers pretty much like doing a campaign. They're kind of having their stars tweet out stuff so that they build anticipation for the eventual release.
I mean, with all this hype surrounding it, and they actually do release it, it better not disappoint.
Yeah, and I like how people are realizing that Zack Snyder's DCEU was actually really awesome and something different. People didn't realize at the time Zack Snyder was way ahead of his time when Marvel was coming out with like Avengers and other Iron Man movies, which are more lighter tone movies. Zack Snyder was doing dark masterpieces like Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. And guess what? 6 years later, what are the most popular superhero movies? We've got Joker, right? One of the darkest comic book movies, made $1 billion. One of the darkest superhero TV shows The Boys is really popular. HBO also has the Watchmen series, really dark superhero stuff. So people are now realizing that Zack Snyder was like way ahead of his time. So that's
Zack
why
Snyder was really good though,
exactly. And
and it was dark as hell.
the showrunner of the HBO Watchmen was like, yeah, Zack Snyder's a big inspiration for the current version of Watchmen on HBO. So yeah, I really hope we get to see the Snyder Cut as soon as possible. Like, I just need the announcement right now. Like, I'm so hyped up.
I was expecting it like on Sunday.
True, I wanted it on Sunday, but guess what? We made so much noise that we started the negotiation process, and that's huge.
We've
Bunch
been
of
toys for 2 years.
yes, exactly.
It's
Like
just
basic,
it's bigger than ever.
yeah, basically a bunch of fans who love DC ended up making this movement, almost doing 1 million tweets in one day. So it's crazy.
And it was
I'd
crazy
be,
for just
I'd be
talking
surprised if they don't
about it
release it.
the day after it was trending.
I'd be surprised if it's not released after what happened that whatever day it was. With like, it had
It was like a
like
week.
800K tweets or so. I don't know.
It was going on all last week, I think.
Yeah, but the one day it blew up completely, like where you guys were saying Gal tweeted it, Ben tweeted it, Ray Fisher.
Yeah.
But I have not watched
And
Justice
then
League
Joe,
since the theaters.
I don't know his last name, but the guy who played Slade Wilson. I can't.
Yeah,
Oh,
I saw that.
Joe Manganiello, he tweeted out, released the Snyder Cut. I want to see his
What
Slade
a-
more in
Yeah,
DCU.
What about the actor who voices Darkseid?
Oh, Ray Porter, yeah, he's been all over Twitter supporting
Good.
every single Snyder account. He's
yeah.
really awesome. He's awesome with the fans. He even liked one of my tweets as well. So yeah, he's a really cool dude.
Yeah,
We
I have
need
not
to-
watched Justice League since the theaters, and
Good for you.
like, I don't really
Yeah.
plan on doing that.
I watched it once in theaters and I bought it on 4K Ultra, and I haven't watched it since because I don't think I've opened it.
Yeah, the first time I watched it, I was in denial. The second time I watched it, I was like, this does not feel like a Zack Snyder movie.
It wasn't.
Yeah, because it wasn't exactly.
Dude, watch that first Comic-Con trailer of Justice League. It is so
Yeah.
good.
I went back and rewatched all the trailers, and the first one is so good for it.
True.
I loved that first Justice League trailer.
True. That was the Snyder Cut, man. That's pretty much the Snyder Cut trailer.
I just really hope if it ever does drop, I
If-
hope they
if-
fix the third act.
If Zack
And it's
Snyder
not a red
releases a Snyder Cut trailer, oh my god!
The internet would break.
I know if you just makes a YouTube channel and just puts the Snyder Cut trailer on it.
Yeah. Some people are conspiracy theorying that Henry Cavill still hasn't talked about it because he's the one who's going to post the trailer for the movie. I mean, that would break
is he-
the internet.
In the original Snyder Cut, was he supposed to have like a black suit?
Nah, in the Snyder Cut, they referenced the black suit, but he didn't
Yeah.
wear the black suit because he didn't want to. Apparently, the theme was he didn't want to have his dark side, like his dark side of his personality show anymore. He wanted to be a symbol of hope and justice.
Oh.
So, see, that's another thing I hate that people criticize Snyder for. Like, people just expected Superman to be Christopher Reeve's Superman from day one. People have to realize there's a character arc. He doesn't just become the Superman we know in the first movie. It's a 5-movie arc. People don't realize. And he was.
And so many people hated that he killed Zod.
He had to. What
I
was he
know.
gonna do?
And you can obviously tell he did not want to. He was crying after he did it.
Yeah, because Christopher Nolan was producing Man of Steel, right? Even he was like, at first he was like, "Are you sure we should do that?" But then Christopher Nolan was like, "Yeah, you're right. We should do that." Because here's the thing: if anything Zack Snyder does, he knows how to make a movie about something. Like he's gonna have a strong moment in the movie. Like people to this day talk about Man of Steel and BVS more than any other comic book. That's because Zack Snyder makes like the hard choices,
Yeah.
like killing Zod, killing Superman. Like people still talk about like, wait, what do you think about that? Like they still talk about it to this day.
Also, it was like when in the Dark Knight, when Batman had to kill Two-Face, he had to do it.
Right,
Much of a choice, he had to kill him.
right. But the thing is, people never understood those movies at the time, but since then, Man of Steel and BVS has gained like a kind of like a cult following. Like people are appreciating those two movies, including me even more. Like I loved Man of Steel back when it was released. I I think it's like a classic now. BVS theatrical cut, I thought it was okay, but it was missing something. Ultimate Cut is one of the best comic book movies ever.
Yeah, I didn't see Man of Steel in theaters. I recently saw it like a few years ago when I bought it on Blu-ray, and it was pretty good. And I didn't get the hate really. You know, I like what was the hate all about? I really don't get that. It was weird.
Yeah.
And yeah, I finally watched it like a few years ago. Like, that's pretty fucking good. And then I saw BVS in theaters, and that was, I mean, it was good. I see like people's like I see like where stuff went wrong, but then I bought the Ultimate Edition. It was fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, if Ultimate Cut, the 30 minutes fixed everything. Like
It
I was
fixed a lot
like,
of
this is
potholes.
beautiful. True. So Cam, after all of this, what do you think?
They might as well release the second cut because of everybody clamoring for it and wanting to see it.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't see Justice League, but I've
a
heard
good
of the
thing.
criticisms and how, dare I say, bad it was and how mixed it was. But
Have you seen Man of Steel and BVS?
I haven't seen them either.
Oh wow. You got to
call me a
watch
fake
Man of
comic book
Steel
fan.
and BVS Ultimate Edition. You have to.
Oh yeah, I think you would definitely appreciate all of those two movies. Not Justice League, but definitely see Man of Steel. Definitely see BVS
Yes.
before you watch Snyder
Yes.
Cut.
That's like an action, man.
Even if they're very long. Like, Man of Steel is probably like 3 hours.
No, Man of
No.
Steel is like 2.5
hours. Yeah.
Yeah, Man of
And
Steel.
BVS Ultimate Edition is 3.
I will give them a chance.
Sounds good.
Man of Steel is good.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
it's good.
true.
I don't get all the hate.
Yeah, the flight scene, like one of the
yeah.
best cinematographies. Yeah, there's so much good in that movie. So yeah, our channel is definitely going to be supporting the Snyder Cut movement, and we'll probably be talking about this until the Snyder Cut is released.
Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed that video and make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And click on the channel to check out some more awesome videos like our movie and wrestling debates and our interviews with people like the Wrestling Classic and Jordan Jomo from the IGWC. And we are definitely looking into delivering you all some more content in the near future, so definitely be on the lookout for that. And thank you for your support.